We love you. This is the case of the Wagner family. 4 members, a husband, wife, and 2 sons. And Billy's mother and the other mother. 2 mothers. And they have been indicted by a grand jury for 8 counts of aggravated murder. And this case, possible death penalties to some of these family members. Serious charges are brought against them. Now, we'll talk about Billy's mother, Frederica Wagner. She is 76 years old, mother of Billy Wagner II. Billy Wagner's mother was charged with first-degree count in the 5th-degree obstruction. First account in the 3rd degree of perjury, giving false information to the detectives. She also was not to talk about the case, not to talk to nobody. She was not to talk to her son, daughter-in-law, 2 grandsons, and of which she did. And she did talk to them. So she is being brought into court to have charges pressed against her. And her lawyer was asking for a $200,000 bail while he was talking and other things. The judge gave her a cash bond of $100,000 cash, or she has to pay 10% of that. And she seems to have no problem with having money and lives on a farm. So, and her conditions of her bail, she is to wear an electric monitor. She cannot leave her house, with only exceptions for to see a lawyer or doctor, emergencies, and this has to be put in writing in advance, except for emergency. But then she has to provide paperwork for that. She is not allowed to drink. Nobody is allowed to drink around her. The only drug she can take is prescription medication given to her by a doctor. She cannot leave the state. Now this lady's in lockdown now. You know, she's going to be homebound for a while. And she is to have no contact with any family members, son, daughter, grandsons, or any other family of the Roden family. So she is out on bail. Now Jake, the youngest son, which he's about 22, was indicted, and he 23 counts, and he has pleaded not guilty on all counts, and he is in jail. No bail for him. George, the other son, the older son, George Wagner, is indicted on the same 23 counts, and pleads not guilty to all charges. Now, Angela, the mother, is to appear in court as I speak today, the 29th, Thursday, at 1:30 in Ohio, Pike County. Father Billy Wagner had left the state and was in Lexington, and he was hiding out somewhere. But he was stopped, I think, questioned by the police about something, and that's how they got him. That's how they got him, and they arrested him and handcuffed him and put him into custody so he could be brought back to Ohio to face charges on 8 counts of aggravated murder, which is possible death penalty. They were also asking for bail, but judge was denying it because they are a risk, a flight risk. They are a risk to other family members of the Roden family because threats have been made to annihilate them. Threats have been made against the judge and detectives and who else has been involved. So somebody has been making threats, and I think that's George. George, even though George doesn't have a record of nothing or hardly nothing, he has supposedly been making all these threats. And just because he hasn't been in trouble before or been found out to be in trouble before doesn't mean he didn't do anything in this crime. And he's sure making threats to the families. So that's the update on that. This case is gonna take a while to get started. This is only the beginning. These indictments and their charges have been given to them by the judge. And he has read all their counts and asked what they plead. And they're pleading not guilty. So, even though Wagner's mother has never been in trouble before, they said she lied to them and knew of what had gone on or what was about to go on. The Roden family, 8 members, were massacred, were gunned down. This was a planned event, was taking weeks. They left a paper trail. The youngest son, Jake, was going out with this girl, Hannah, from the Roden family, and he was 20 at the time, and she was only 15. And they were having child custody issues, plus she was only 15, so she was underage. So all these custody issues may be pending charges. Maybe the father was charging him for, for a minor, and that might have been something to think about why this may have occurred. And plus there was some drugs involved, and I don't know how much that has to do with this. The Roden family, maybe, they lived in a rural area on farmlands and they were growing a bit of weed, if you know what I mean. Stuff like that. But that's no reason to wipe out a whole family because of custody issues and underage girl that you're having sex with and all those kind of things. So that's an update on that. The Wagner family. And this is going to be a good one. But, as we must say, they are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Thank you.